Expendable, or Millennium Soldier if you're European, was released by Infograms in the year our Lord 2000. It was made by Rage Software, who was a British software house formed in 1992 and made defunct in 2003. They originally seemed to have focused on sports titles previously, with their first game in 1992 being Striker, which was released on all systems. In 1996 they were responsible for the rather good FIFA 97 on the Super Nintendo as well. We all know where that franchise went. In 1997 they began port work, porting Doom to the Sega Saturn and starting to branch out into non-sports games like Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds and Incoming on the PC and Dreamcast. Their first foray into making their own shoot-'em-up though would be Expendable. There was a PC, Dreamcast and PlayStation version of this game, and in Japan it got called Satahiki. Bless you. And in 2012 there was an Android remake, which is an Android game, so straight away without even looking at it we already know it's bloody shit. Also because there is licensed music in the game, I've had to remove that and replace it with something that isn't licensed, but it sounds pretty familiar. So, the plot. Expendable takes place in the post-apocalyptic future, of course it does, where most of the galaxy has been conquered by a race of angry elephant creatures. They are intent on supergluing a trunk on everyone and everything and hoarding all the peanuts. It's a pretty basic game. You take control of future Simon Miller in his own little wet dream where you run and shoot real guns in a real war full of real men and elephants, picking up power-ups and shooting the ever-living shit out of the bipedal pachyderms until they get the message and jolly well sod off back to where they came from. What it has that is a little different to other shoot-'em-ups of the time was this crazy mental control system where your character acted a bit like he was a tank. Just moving around makes you rotate like a mental person. By using the left and right shoulder buttons you can strafe as well. I don't make it look very balletic, but once you get used to it, it's not actually the worst control system in the world. The problem though is that with so much crap being thrown at the screen at once, you can get lost real easy and Miller gets stuck on the environments all the time, probably ripping his cardigan on some of the sharp edges. The other pretty impressive thing in the year 2000 was that A, it hadn't got the Millennium bug, turned into a killer robot and fucked the cat up, and B, that it had bump mapping, which allowed for some pretty special magical GFX for environments that allowed the environments to change shape in real-time 3D. At the time this was incredibly impressive. Alas though, the game, whilst quite a fair bit of fun to start off with, does eventually overcomplicate itself with the odd random puzzle. Doesn't really tell you where to go or what to do, and with a time limit to finish a level this can get real frustrating real quick. It did fare well on release, getting mostly middling reviews, but there was the odd madman who thought it was super fantastic, and they have now been fired. I know this was back in 2000 and it's 20 years on, but when I just said they were fired, they just got fired again. Is it a game I would recommend you seek out and play? Yeah, actually, for the novelty of it and the fact it's got 2 players and you get to shoot space elephants.